You keep thinking you're late, behind, or forgotten. But what you don't see is that God's timing is not just perfect, it's strategic, and He's setting you up for a breakthrough the enemy can't block. The delay was never a denial, it was divine positioning. And while it looked like others were advancing, the truth is that your waiting season was building a level of spiritual authority that can be copied. God's chosen ones aren't rushed, because they don't move on man's timeline. They move in divine synchronization, and when it finally happens, it will happen suddenly. You've been hidden for a reason, overlooked on purpose, because God doesn't reveal His strongest warriors in times of comfort. He releases them in times of conflict. That's why your setbacks felt personal, why your betrayal came from those closest, and why the warfare intensified right when you thought you were about to catch a break. Because the enemy knows something most people don't. When God's timing hits, darkness trembles. Isaiah 60:22 says, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." And that's not a suggestion, that's a promise. Every unanswered prayer, every lonely night, every moment you wanted to quit was God preparing you in silence for a public manifestation. You didn't lose time, you were being forged in fire. The kind of fire that reveals gold and exposes impurities. The reason people turned on you wasn't random, it was part of the pruning. John 15:2 reminds us that every branch that bears fruit still gets pruned so it can bear more. And you've been wondering why things were cut off, why connections ended, and why the vision seemed delayed, when in reality God was making room for what's coming. The hidden part of the process was God's mercy shielding you from premature exposure. You weren't ready yet, but now you are. And so is your moment. God's timing never reacts, it orchestrates. The enemy may have tried to speed up your destruction through anxiety, fear, or manipulation, but heaven refused to authorize it. Every trap that was set had to pass through God's filter first, and if it reached you, it was only because He knew you could overcome it. Romans 8:28, doesn't it say all things look good? It says they work together for good, especially for those who are called according to His purpose. That's you. That's why the attacks failed. That's why they couldn't kill your hope, even when they stole your peace, and that's why right now you're closer than you think. Your faith wasn't for nothing. Every no was preserving the yes that carries your breakthrough. When God finally moves, it's not to compete with the darkness, it's to overwhelm it. That's why you've been feeling the shift in your spirit. The delay was heaven's announcement that divine timing is near. The people who doubted you will be shocked because you didn't climb using the world's methods. You waited, endured, and grew roots so deep that now your fruit will be undeniable. This is the season where God proves that waiting on Him was never weakness, it was wisdom. Isaiah 40:31 says, "Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength." And that's why you haven't broken under pressure. You were made for this. You've been fasting in silence, crying in secret, standing in the middle of storms, and all the while God was preparing a table for you in the presence of those who counted you out. Psalm 23:5 isn't just poetic, it's prophetic, and it's unfolding right now. The darkness that surrounded your life was a canvas for God's light to be revealed through you. And when His timing collides with your obedience, no devil in hell can stop what's already been written. This is your reminder. The enemy is loud, but God is precise. The world moves fast, but God moves right. And when He says it's time, doors don't just open, they swing wide. Stop worrying about what you've missed and start preparing for what's about to hit. You haven't seen your best days, you haven't walked in your full anointing, but you're about to. And when it comes, it won't be a trickle, it will be a flood. So stay in alignment. Keep your hands clean. Keep your heart guarded. Because when God's timing meets a ready vessel, the impossible becomes reality, and the darkness doesn't just flee, it bows.